welcome back to my channel. My name is Arviana and I am your favorite lash designer. Today I thought it'd be good for us to talk about lash adhesive and mastering your retention. For a very long time I struggled with retention. I always received, not always, but I received those dreaded text messages. Hey girl, my lashes are all on the pillow, all of them are falling out. They've shed so fast, like what's going on? The worst text to get as a lash artist. We've all been there, but I have worked and learned how to master my retention. So I thought I'd share that with you so you can master yours as well. I think it's very important to understand what is in your adhesive bottle. It's made up of two ingredients, which are cyanocrylate and polymethyl, and sometimes the black ones will include carbon, and that's what's going to make it black, but it doesn't necessarily affect the usage of the adhesive. So when these two, the polymethyl and the cyanocrylate, are mixed together in this bottle, all cute, shaken up and whatnot, and once it's mixed in with the oxygen, so when you're going to place your fan and it's drying, it will turn into an acrylic. And that will basically harden. This is all safe, everything's safe. It will turn into an acrylic, which is what keeps the lashes onto the natural lash for long-term use. Now, there are things that can get in the way of this acrylic not sticking to the natural lashes as long. Now, they do say oils. Oils don't necessarily break down that bond, because again, it's an acrylic, it doesn't break down that bond, but the oils can slip in between the connection between the natural lash and the extension, which causes the extension to slide off. Also, dirty lashes. Dirty lashes are going to be a killer for placing lash extensions. Dirty lashes and lash extensions don't like to touch. They don't like, the extension won't stick, it won't stay, it's going to come off. Even if you get it on there, eventually it's just gonna come off. There's already a barrier where the connection between the natural lash and the extension are just not, they're not gripping. So make sure you clean the lashes and look at your client's lashes. Do they need a primer? Not all lash sets need a primer, like necessarily, like I don't use a primer on my clients. I used to and I stopped. I didn't feel like it made a difference on my client's lashes. Except for one girl. I did have one who needed them, and her lashes were just a little bit too oily even with washing. So I did use a primer for her, but that's literally the only person. Anybody else, it's either just washing, dry them really good, wash and dry really good, and then you can go and continue the service as usual. So make sure that means mascara, eyeshadow, any type of dirt, buildup, all of that needs to be gone. You need a clean base of lashes. You also need to see all the lashes. There's the tape back method. You can put the tape on the eyelids to pull them up so that you can properly see the lashes, because your isolation is important as well. You want to make sure that you are taking care of the client's natural lashes as much as possible, because it can be painful and damaging to their lash extensions, which we don't need lash extensions to be labeled as damaging because it's a luxury service. They're not damaging as long as they're placed right. So when you are isolating, it needs to be a 1-to-1 ratio. Extension, one natural lash, and that is it. That is only that needs to be mixed in the play. You don't want to have two natural lashes to one extension, because what that's going to do is cause pulling and twisting and discomfort for your client. What's going to happen is she's going to feel it pulling and it's going to hurt. She's going to call you to do it, or a lot of people will just end up doing them themselves. They'll find the one that's stuck and they'll pull it themselves, which is then damaging their natural lashes. And also, lash extensions don't all grow at the same rate. Some lashes grow way slower than others. So if your extension is attached to two, but this one grows faster, this one is just going to be being pulled until it pops out the follicle. That hurts, that's damaging, and when they come in and they have no natural lashes left, well, your isolation sucks. You need to work on your isolation, and that's just, you're not going to have anything to lash. If they don't have any lash extension or natural lashes, you have nothing to work with. So making sure your isolation is on point. Now when you get that baby by itself, the natural lash, whether you are wrapping or you crystallize, two different, if you are wrapping or you're crystallizing, you need to make sure you are using enough glue. When you are wrapping the fan, you want to make sure that you physically see with your eyes the hairs of the extension wrap around, and make sure that natural lash is snug in the middle of the fan. And if you are crystallizing, same thing, but with the adhesive, you want to make sure that adhesive covers a nice coat with the adhesive around the natural lash and the extension. This is how you're going to make sure that you are getting perfect retention. And your lash set or your fills should be able to go 3 weeks. A lot of people are not going to go 3 weeks because they're like, I want them to be so full. They're not going to do it, but they can. Now, as long as everything is taken, like they're clean and you're putting enough glue. I usually dip about 2 millimeters inside of the glue. I know that sounds like a lot, but trust me, it has helped me so much. And with a lot of people, I feel like if you're struggling with retention, that could be your only problem, is that you're not using enough glue. When I first started lashing, I know a lot of things were just barely dip it in. You don't want to see a bubble, you don't want to see a dot, just barely touch the glue and you'll be fine. No, girl, get that glue on there. Don't use the glue, use adhesive, use that little dropper that you've already dispensed. Use it. And always make sure you're getting from the middle of the adhesive. I like to use glue trays and glue rings. So I like to dip in the middle of the well of my adhesive so that I know I'm getting the freshest glue, because the outer rim is going to dry out faster, it's going to get tacky faster. You want to make sure you're dipping your glue from the middle of the dispense. And then also you want to make sure that you are dispensing a drop of glue every 20 to 30 minutes. Each glues are different. I like to use an adhesive that has a thin viscosity so that I can visually see the natural lash and the extension being welded together. But that's just me. There are thicker adhesives that you can use, but you know, just that 20 to 30 minute range. And once you know, if you're a seasoned artist, you already get the feel of when that time is up and what your glue looks like when it starts to change. Client, educate them to know everything that you know. Washing, brushing, no picking, no pulling, no twisting, where you're not supposed to put your face, what's not supposed to go on them. It's so important to have your clients understand the aftercare. It's so important. I've had so many horror stories where girls are like, oh, no one told me to wash my lashes. Like, girl, what do you mean? She didn't tell you to wash your lashes. That's the first thing she should have told you. But it happens. Washing lashes once in the morning and once at night is what I tell my clients. Of course, I still tell them to avoid as much oil around the eye as possible. Makeup is fine. You can still wear makeup and all that stuff, but I do tell them wash it off at night. And it's just, don't pick and pull them. My clients have access to me all the time. If something's uncomfortable, I miss something, because you always want to go back and check. Always go back and check your sets. But if you miss something and they text you like, hey girl, one's hurting, oh, come in right now. I'll fix it right now for you, because it is uncomfortable. And I'm a little hypocritical myself. If I feel one pulling, I will search for it and I will pull it because it hurts. Like, it's that uncomfortable. So you just want to avoid that as much as you can with your lash clients. But I just want to talk to you guys about some lash retention. Hopefully this helps. If you have any questions, you can drop down in the comment section below, and also comment if you would like for me to talk about any more lash related topics that you have questions about. And I will be talking to you guys soon. Bye.